I'm looking at your thing, your your screenshot that you sent me. So like, not only did it get shared in the channel announcement channel, it just got shared on the screen.
Yeah. Whoops. Doesn't matter though. Little preview of what I'm working on for the next episode I'm editing. Although your room tour should be the next episode, but I'm working on.
You know, I'm working super hard on it, and I want to get it done this month. I don't think it's going to get done by the end of the month, just because of the way. I have a freelance project that has like kind of a strict deadline on it, so I'm working on that as well. Several things, but the good thing is like you're going to get 2 episodes of good quality in the month of June.
Nice.
But I mean, like I've been basically every like free moment that I have has been working on that tour video, and maybe I'm going a bit overboard with it, but whatever at this point.
I was trying to keep an eye on the time because I was getting pretty absorbed into walkabout golf.
Oh, really? Yeah, well, it's fun.
On the Quest 3, it's super fun. It's like one of the best VR things I've ever played. It's got a really lame name.
Yeah. But
Walkabout golf.
It's just really it's relaxing, it's fun. Right?
It's got like this awesome vibe. Like what's crazy is like, so like there was, I know you redeemed it too. I redeemed it a little later than you did, but our Quest 3s came with like a 6-month trial of their Game Pass equivalent thing. What I think it's called Quest Plus or something.
Yeah.
And that was one of the free games on there. For some reason, like I just didn't even download it at first. I downloaded a bunch of other stuff, and then like I was looking at the list again. I'm like, oh, I'll download that.
Yeah,
because like the trailer I thought looked bad. Like it doesn't convey like what it feels like really to like be there in it, right?
Right. Oh yeah. I mean, none of the trailers do. I feel like it always
VR trailers aren't.
They show the person put it on, and they're just like playing it in a way like they're always playing it so exaggerated.
Well, the gameplay footage always looks jerky too, right? But it doesn't feel that way when you're in it. But yeah, it's awesome. Like it's just got this really cool like flat shaded polygon style. It's just like really chill and relaxing, and like I started going back to some of the earlier courses and like hunting down the lost balls and stuff. I'm like it's got hooks in me. Like I was looking at how much it costs to just like buy the whole thing. Like it's got like DLC for like, there's like a mist course. And
I didn't see all that. Like, so it does it come with DLC?
There's Jim Henson's Labyrinth course.
A what?
There's Jim Henson's Labyrinth.
Oh, that's cool.
Is a DLC course. Like, there's like a bunch of courses that are like, I don't know, like $4 or $5 each. Okay. But like, it comes with a bunch to begin with. But like, I'm like,
the game itself is like $15 normally, I think.
Right, but if you buy the game and all of the DLC, it's like
a full price.
It's like $48 or something, which is like more than I would normally spend on like a digital product. But I ain't gonna lie, I'll probably do it at some point because it's really fun. It's really good.
Yeah. I mean, like, I don't know if I'm going to keep the MetaQuest Plus or what. I mean, it feels like it's not actually that expensive or that bad for a year. It's like $60.
How much was it? I forget.
It's like $60 a year after that. But also, you also get like after it expires, you get like $30 in credit or something like that too.
Oh, right, yeah.
It's all weird. I don't understand how it works exactly, but
so you can't, if you continue to subscribe, you won't get the $30.
I don't know how it works. But the way that I thought about it when I first read it, I mean, it's been a while, and it was just kind of like I was reading it very rapidly. That it felt like, after the 6 months, you get $30 in store credit. So I don't know. Everyone's like scaring me by saying like this game is so hard.
Well, no, okay. So, I will jump ahead to Insurrection Industries Super Chat. I'll go back, and there was one or two others, but Insurrection. By the way, good to see you, Matt. It's been a while.
Yeah,
glad to see you. Saying in case this is as hard as the Genesis version, I want you to be. In case this is as hard as the Genesis version, I want you to be able to afford a bucket to hold all the bitter tears.
Yeah.
So this could be hard.
Yes, I've heard that it's like actually pretty tough.
But the Genesis one, I think, is a lot tougher. The Genesis one's the one that has like the really cool like line scrolling that makes the buildings look 3D.
And I have that one too, and I was debating playing that.
That one I think is considered a lot tougher than this one.
Yeah, we'll see how it goes. But
I'm sure this probably is tough, but that one is brutal.
Yeah,
that one is brutal, and it's like it looks super cool, but it like the level looks the same for like forever.
Yeah, it's just like,
these long stretches where it's like repeating the same cool visual thing over and over and over again.
Yeah.
There's like not a lot of level design to it, but it looks awesome. But then it's just playing the same trick on repeat.
Yeah, this also has a password feature, so
that's encouraging.
That's
encouraging. Did you like look up anything about like controls or how to play? Because like, don't you have like several gadgets and things? I definitely remember when I've booted this up before. I definitely remember being a little confused about how to get up to certain places.
Well, it has the hook, but it's actually kind of cool. It's like, I put this on the screen and played it a little bit when I was filming for the tour video. And I had played it before, but I had forgotten a bit about it. And it even has like a Batman NES style wall jump too. Where you can bound off the wall back and forth.
Yeah.
So I'll go ahead and start.
Yeah. I'm going to go backwards through our super chats here that we've got so far. Before Insurrection, there was Joshua Eckert, who's been a member for 15 months in a row. Thank you. Okay. Saying good evening and happy Sunday. Both this and the Genesis game are awesome. Awesome send-ups to the show.
Nice.
Rest in peace, Kevin Conroy. Yeah, man.
I'd forgotten that this basically uses a version of the Batman movie theme too.
Oh, really?
Like on the title screen, it's basically like a takeoff, like a version of that Batman movie theme.
Wow. Like going through that animated series and like actually like watching all the episodes is something I'd definitely like to do sometime. It's not a show that I've probably seen relatively little of the overall output of it, but if I had the TV on and it was on, like I would always like stop and watch it because it was really good. But,
right.
I was never like a super regular TV watcher during that time period. Although the things that I watched the most regularly were on the same channel, which was Animaniacs and Pinky and the Brain. So I would often catch this, before or after those. I don't remember exactly. There was also, before the stream started, there was a 10 Canadian from Tiltoes. Thank you. Tiltoes. Saying, happy Sunday, everyone. Have a great stream. You don't have to read any more of this out loud if you don't want. I want to shout out my dog Wolfie, who was 14, a Palm X, who passed away on Tuesday. I'm very sorry to hear that.
That's real tough.
That's tough. 14 is pretty good though. 14 is pretty good. I saw you say that you got her when I saw elsewhere in the chat you said you got her when she was 7. And her name was already Wolfie, and someone said, "Wait, like the fake dog name from Terminator 2?"
Yeah, probably. I mean,
And yeah, you said Tiptoes replied saying, "That's the same thing I asked when I got her." So maybe so. Maybe that is where Wolfie comes from. Well, 14 is pretty good. That's pretty good. That is pretty good. My first dog was 12.
I mean, it's a good looking game.
Yeah, I was looking at how many layers of parallax it's got in the background on the city. It's very impressive.
It's got blocking and grappling hook.
Yeah, you know, I used to think during this era, you know, the game sprites never really looked like the artwork in the manual, but this really matches
really
the show.
Went to town with it. I think.
Pretty darn closely. Yeah.
It even has like a roll. I saw someone mention earlier that they finished Stellar Blade.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I saw someone say something about don't choose the hand on your first playthrough, and I don't know what that means, but does that make any sense to you?
Don't choose the hand?
I don't. I assume that's a weapon of some kind.
No. It's like I chose the hand. I feel like going like your instincts say not to choose the hand because of video game logic. But if you choose the hand, that's like actually the correct choice.
Oh, okay.
I chose the hand because I just like I felt very convincing. But video game logic says don't choose the hand.
Whatever that means. You know, speaking of, you were talking about the movie theme. You know, I was really surprised. You know, I listened to that. Here's my question for you. That most recent episode, because I had a bit of a drive one day this week and put it on.
Oh, okay.
And Chris was saying something about how he was talking about someone who, you know, I'd never heard of, saying like, oh, you know, they've probably done as much movie soundtracks.
Marc Mother.
Now as anything else, and then he
Marc Mother.
Yeah, but I don't remember what it was. But then he brought up, he was like, you know, Danny Elfman, you know, you probably
he was like,
don't think of him is you know, but he's like probably mostly done movie soundtracks as well. I'm like, and here I am, you know, this like, you know, person who doesn't listen to quote unquote real music at all and doesn't know anything about it. And I'm like, I literally had no idea that Danny Elfman might have been known for anything but movie soundtracks.
Oh,
I like. Did you know this?
You know, I had no idea either that he was in a band before.
Yeah, I would never associate.
As well.
I would never associate him with anything but movie soundtracks. All those Tim Burton movies, and then probably the first movie of his. Before I associate him with any Tim Burton movies, I probably associate him with Army of Darkness and Men in Black. Wait, really? Danny Elfman did the Simpsons theme?
Yeah, I could imagine that.
I have no idea.
I feel like his stuff doesn't have that same sound anymore. But it was.
I couldn't tell you the last. I can.
Iconic and ubiquitous at the time, I think. That style of. I don't know, like it feels very mischievous all the time.
Yeah. It's very, very whimsical and mischievous, I suppose. Yeah. I mean, it does. I mean, its style definitely, I think, stands out among movie soundtracks.
Whoa! I can't. I don't think I can jump down there and get him. No, I can't jump on his thing. I mean, that's like
okay. Like, so his roller coaster is not a valid platform.
Mr. Bruce, this is the current password. Oh, forgives you the password. That's pretty good.
I wonder if this is one of those passwords that remembers how many continues you have.
Well, if you look at in the options, there's no password. It specifically says no password in hard mode.
Oh. Wait, is that an option for no password in hard mode, or is it just telling you there is no
when
password?
When you select hard mode, it says 3 lives, 3 continues, no password. And then normal is like 3 lives, 3 continues, and password. And easy is, I think, 5 lives, 3 continues, and password.
There was 100 SEKs. I believe that's Swiss, if I remember correctly, from Nolasco. Thank you. Saying, thanks, my dudes. Not often I catch your live stream, but nevertheless, thank you for your great content and hard work. Thank you.
Very much appreciated. Seeing it is a holiday weekend here in the U.S. I'm enjoying a drink by myself. My wife and kids are at her parents till tomorrow morning. It's just me and Nellie, and Nellie was down here for a minute, and she went upstairs. The thing is like the hard drive accessing on the NAS. Like to her, must sound like little footsteps upstairs or something. Because if she runs by it, then she kind of like looks upstairs and listens for something.
That's funny. Oh wow! I don't know what currency this is. Kind of looks like Pokebucks, Poke Yen. You know,
yeah.
I hear people use the term Pokebucks or Poke Yen. I don't think that's what it is.
Pokebucks.
But it's from Franco Chan. Thank you. Saying, did Kevin Conroy's passing affect the cart's cost? Well, it is an expensive game. I kind of doubt it.
$30 now.
Yeah. But it's been expensive.
Yeah.
And are the voices in this at all?
I don't think so.
Yeah, I would assume not. My guess is it didn't have an impact, but it's been expensive for a while. Thus, why I don't have it.
I just don't know how to hurt him on the roller coaster. That's what is preventing me.
Maybe you just have to avoid it. Maybe it's like
maybe
just survive.
I'm going hardcore difficulty. Is the game? I mean,
wait, are you?
I'm not playing hard mode, I don't think. But we'll see how it goes. I'm not above putting it on easy.
Yeah.
I spent a bunch of time yesterday. Not when I say a bunch of time, I spent like an hour like doing the beginnings of the restoring my backloggery page to the
Oh yeah.
former to its former state, and it definitely took me a minute to figure out like what's going on.
Well, I have not yet added any games in the new side, so I mean,
it's fast, it's super fast, but it just like took me a little while to figure out like what was going on, like how do things kind of work, or how are they sorted?
Right. Well, it's definitely very different. It's meant to be, of course. Oh yeah, so you just had to survive. But anyway, yeah, like all I've done so far. Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
All I've done is just like updated my avatar a bit. My avatar
I did
banner.
that.
Like I'll probably make a new theme or a more modified version of my old theme, maybe.
So I don't understand.
Whoa, that's awesome!
It is.
I feel like you're not really supposed to be going for it. I mean, how you can't hit the Joker on the first level?
You have to beat this game with no continues to get the real ending.
Oh, that's me. Kaylee Gamer says, so Batman, Adam West the best? I have
West the best?
I have right here, I have the UMD of Batman the movie. The 60s movie. I've only seen this, I think, one time, but boy, man, my friend I watched it with, we had a laugh.
Yeah.
We had a laugh.
I mean, I don't know who's the best Batman.
I mean, Kevin Conroy. I don't know if that's cheating. Oh, there you go. That's the ticket. I mean, they're definitely doing the cool Konami stuff here.
It's tough though. It's definitely tough. Let us run out. I like that he goes, ow!
Is it Mark Hamill saying, ow? I wonder.
I'm glad there's a password because this definitely feels pretty tough for a first boss. But of course, it is the Joker. Like off the bat, you're fighting Joker. Oh! Oh!
Whoa! Oh, it's still going?
Still going?
Like,
oh, I think I got him.
phew!
Did it.
Oh man, Chris Shaman in here just in time to see you beat the Joker.
Yeah, Chris is currently stuck on Rufus, and in Final Fantasy.
Oh gosh, yeah, that was
even tougher for him because, like, he was like cutting meat, and he like cut a big chunk of his thumb off. So.
Oh no.
Yes, but it's healing.
Oh my gosh. My uncle did that at some point. Went to the urgent clinic or whatever. And, got some stitches. Ugh. I mean, I had a hard time with Rufus and Remake, and I feel like a lot of other people were like, oh,
I thought he was tough in Remake too.
Yeah, a lot of people seem to think that he was not that tough. Part of the problem, I think, was, well, I definitely had a bad material loadout at the time because the fight with Barrett and Eris immediately after Rufus and Remake.
Yeah.
Like, I had no lightning materia on either character, and it took like an hour.
Yeah.
I survived. Although you can hold, I think, the pause button in the cut, like when the cutscene starts, to like open up the menu to if you die on a boss. Yeah, it's definitely tough. What did I ultimately do to beat him? I think
So they automatically equip you with batarangs because Batman doesn't punch women.
Oh.
So you can only hit him with the batarang and stun him.
I don't even know who these ladies are.
They're just Poison Ivy, hench people, hench women. Sorry, I mean,
oh man, I wish I could remember what I did on
like, probably at this point, there's probably like lots of good videos out there on like how to easily beat Rufus.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember what I did. Like I definitely set things up to, like I can't remember if it was thanks to materia I had chosen, but I had things set up to where I was able to like pretty much perpetually like get I think I did like I've done like the ATB on stagger materia, which like kind of made it possible for me to like keep them in a pressured state.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's tough. There's a very small window of attack.
Yeah, it's real tough.
Why does Batman keep going invisible? Is my stream at, how is it 60?
Are you not? Someone not watching at 60? Yeah, he's flickering correctly on my screen. Oh, new Spooey Chael says you missed the heart. Could you have gotten a health upgrade somewhere?
I don't know.
A mandolin. I have no idea what a mandolin is.
It's like a...
I mean, it sounds like it.
Yeah, it was my mistake. He was making potato chips instead.
Ah. Whew, that's scary.
Probably bloody. Whoa! Those the trees have some rotation on them when they fall.
Oh yeah.
I can appreciate that.
Yeah, I mean, they're doing what.
Well, I know the mandolin is a small guitar, also.
Yeah, it's musical instrument was what came to mind more so than cutting device. There was a $2 super chat from Jonathan Henson. Thank you. Saying Animal Well, that is all.
Oh, so I have Animal Well. I got a code for it in our email. There might actually be 2 of them.
Oh, really?
If a Steam code for it. I think they accidentally sent 2 of them.
Oh, well,
you can redeem it.
Yeah, I mean, maybe we should stream it because apparently it's amazing.
Yeah.
I actually ordered the limited run copy this morning.
Yeah.
I mean, I've heard people kind of comparing it to Tunic in the sense that it has this.
Well, it kind of throws you in. It doesn't really tell you anything.
It doesn't explain much, and there's things that you can do that you might not realize you could do, but the sense of discovering that is very satisfying.
Right.
So, but it sounds like it's good to go in pretty blind. So that's about all I have heard, but it's apparently amazing. I actually met up with Jonathan Henson very briefly this week.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he hooked me up with some Raspberry Pi 4 stuff. Because I'd been wanting to see if I could possibly further optimize my 3DS capture situation.
Oh, that's right. I remember you guys talking.
And apparently, the software does run better on a Pi 4 than a Pi 3. I'm unsure if that alone would get rid of any of the stutters, though. I suspect not entirely because, 3DS is a different refresh rate. It's like 59.8 something. It's not a normal TV refresh rate. Although I am curious if maybe you could force VRR on the Raspberry Pi or something. But anyway, on the Pi 3 that I have now set up to do that, you can run one screen at 60 FPS with periodic stutter that I suspect is a refresh rate issue. But it seems that you can run both screens at 60 FPS because it goes to half rate when you display both screens.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So I'm very curious to see what all benefits come with Pi 4. I haven't had a chance to set it up yet, but I am looking forward to doing so. That's a pretty good vine arm animation.
Yeah.
It's it's a step above just building the whole thing with balls, right?
Yes.
they definitely
triangles.
Yeah, they definitely put in some extra effort there. Also, it kind of made me think.
Oh, it
I
sends you
wonder.
back to the beginning of chapter 2 if you continue.
Not surprising. I was also kind of thinking once I get that set up for the 3DS capture, I wonder if I can repurpose the Raspberry Pi 3 that I have for one of those like that Roland emulation for Mister.
Oh, yeah, like the
what do they call it? Pi Hat something empty.
Yeah.
Because I really want to set up that 0 megahertz DOS package.
Yeah.
Where like it apparently makes running DOS games as easy as just running an arcade core.
Right.
Have you done that?
I mean, yeah, I did that. I did that when it was like it's in the video bit. And I keep it updated.
Wait, the video? Well, no, I'm talking about 0 megahertz, not the Raspberry Pi thing. I'm talking about the 0 megahertz DOS pack.
Right, I know.
I think it's called 0 megahertz.
You're talking about for the Mister, right?
Yeah. Like it's a relatively new thing.
Is this a new version of it? But I mean, I
mean, it was on the Retro RGB podcast a few weeks ago being talked about as if it was like a new thing.
Oh, maybe it's a new version of it then.
But like supposedly it basically the intention is basically making starting up DOS games to be like the same process as just starting an arcade game, which is like nothing, right?
Right.
You know, so you don't like actually have to like do anything in the DOS interface or worry about like per game configuration issues. It just, it just has a lot of DOS games set up, pre-configured, ready to go.
Well, I meant to mention when I talked about Stellar Blade for a second, because someone had mentioned that they had finished it. I most of the way through New Game Plus at this point.
Yeah.
And I think I'm gonna try and get the platinum trophy. Like mainly just because I don't want to start anything until like I finish this tour video.
Mm-hmm.
And that's kind of a nice way to spend some game time. I think. I really liked it. It's just very, very fun to play. And it's very, very fun to play when you're overpowered.
So does New Game Plus, like, are you overpowered in it?
At first you are, but then...
Because, like, that's... I have long taken issue with the concept of New Game Plus basically being hard mode in games nowadays.
No, you can play it on normal in New Game Plus. Because hard mode, but you don't have to.
Because
there's no achievement or trophy tied to playing like finishing in hard mode.
When New Game Plus was introduced to me through Chrono Trigger, it was all about just like the joy of like just powering through things that were tough before, right? Yeah. Like just like
very much
one-shotting bosses. Like that's so I get that some people think that's not fun, but I think it's pretty fun.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that's what I like about
it. So I've always been kind of annoyed. It's like, it's
but
like
not only does it add that, but it actually unlocks a whole bunch more like levels to your moves. Like you get it's pretty thorough in its stuff that it adds. Excuse me, it has a bunch more than you might expect it to. It's cool. I mean, I really liked the game. I really, really did. And
I look forward to getting it sometime. You know, I mentioned last week that I finally started playing Fallout 4. And I also mentioned that like the VATS system, which is like the like the freeze time targeting system
Right.
is like totally destroyed. And someone in the chat said, yes, but not for the reasons that you think. And I did a little more looking. So, for one, I think what that person was referring to, apparently there's a lot of controversy about VATS being more of like a build-focused thing now. Like you build your character and choose the right perks for VATS to be like really good. Which is kind of controversial. But it sounds like the specific issue I'm having, I mean, other than the fact that I don't like that VATS also like doesn't freeze the action. Like in Final Fantasy VII Remake, for example, when you bring up your ATB action commands, like it doesn't 100% freeze the action, but it comes darn close to it, and it's never been a problem, right? Like things slow down, but not nearly to that level. It's not slowed down enough, and it interferes. But it sounds like, we were talking about how, it's like, oh, they've done the next gen patch. It seems like a good time to play it. Well, it sounds like there's a lot of people who are reporting that the VATS issue I am having, where it's just like constantly like flickering between like 0% chance of hitting and some other percent chance of hitting. That is apparently a bug that appeared with the next gen patch that hasn't been fixed, or maybe not even acknowledged. So that's the worst thing. And your chances of hitting almost seem worse than advertised. Like, even if you do because maybe after it goes back into motion, maybe it's still doing the 70 flicker, like it. And some people were saying like if you get certain perks, it might negate the bug, because it sounds like some perk about like being able to shoot through walls or something. But yeah, it's like okay, and in effect, this is a new version of a Bethesda game, and you should always expect
them
to launch buggy. I mean, it did launch buggy. The Digital Foundry coverage showed that the Xbox version, like the quality mode wasn't even functioning. It was exactly the same in both quality and performance mode. And then they fixed it by like separating frame rate target and quality modes. And the reality is the game actually runs quite well if you target 60 and quality mode. At least if you have VRR on. But even then it's pretty good most of the time. But yeah, it's annoying, and I was kind of like, oh well, if I'd known that, I probably wouldn't have started. But like, I've already played it like 20 hours, so I'm like,
now you're in.
Now I'm in, yeah. So, but I mean, I've also got used to not really leaning on VATS. I mean, I'm using it a little bit here and there, but I mean, in general, the real-time aiming feels pretty good, but definitely annoying.
Played Fallout 3 150 hours. I mean, that sounds like so much.
Then
I'm sitting here saying like, oh, I got 45 hours to celebrate.
Yeah, you don't have to do all the stuff there is to do in the world.
Just do what you want to do, and I don't know. It's just nice to.
The first time I've made like I don't know, 3 or 4 substantial runs in Oblivion before. But I think only one time I actually finished the main story. Like, you know, the second and third time I played the game, like I avoided, there's this one city, Kvatch, that kind of kicks off a big part of the plot. And after Kvatch, Oblivion gates start opening across the world, you know, where demons can pour out. And if you never go to Kvatch, then random Oblivion gates don't just open up in the open world, which, you know, makes the open world a lot more pleasant to explore. So I just never went to Kvatch and just like did all the side stuff I wanted to do, because I mean the game has plenty of quality side content that's worth doing outside the main plot. Yeah, like I wonder if that VATS bug is going to be fixed. I mean, it better be. It's pretty insane. But like a core feature of the combat is just like kind of broken right now. You don't have to use it, but yeah. But oh well. I've been enjoying the game, you know, well enough without it, but it's definitely annoyed me a number of times. I probably should have looked at the
like if it was buggy and if there's things that you're going to run into.
Well, maybe, but I should have definitely looked into the perks list before I set up my character at the beginning, because you've got however many letters long the word special is. That's like kind of the core like stat system in Fallout.
Yeah.
And like each one stat, like S is strength, E is endurance, L is luck, you know, special. And you know, you've got so many points to allocate that at the beginning of the game, and depending on how many points you have in each one determines which perks you have access to. And I should have looked that up. I don't like looking up stuff outside the game. You know, I don't have to.
Yeah.
But I should have looked up like, okay, like what are some of the things? But here's the thing, like I really like that. So like using the game's more basic descriptions, it's like, oh, this determines how many action points you have in VATS. I'm like, heck yeah, let me put points into agility or perception or whichever one it is that does that stuff. And now I'm kind of like, okay, I probably would not have put as many points into those if I'd known better. But oh well.
How did I get?
Oh well.
It's the second boss, for crying out loud. I'm gonna, as my last continue.
Well, maybe you should. Maybe
now start over.
You should,
I mean, that's.
You should do easy.
Yeah, maybe I will. Maybe I'll switch to easy after this. Now that
I wonder if your password. I wonder if your password is valid in both easy and normal.
I bet they're separate passwords.
I bet they're separate. Let me see if I can find that out on the old game facts.
Well, you know, I'm just going to switch to it instead of wasting everybody's time playing through this level again. I'm just going to do it.
Just going to do it. Yeah. Let's see. Well, hold on a second. I feel like it might be separate.
Yeah, I would assume that they are.
Or no, I meant not. I'm sorry, I misspoke. I meant not separate.
Well, it's only one level.
Yeah. I'll give you a chance to see how much easier Joker is.
Yeah. Joker.
That was pretty decent. Oh, speaking of doing voices, I was contemplating starting the stream with this, and
You got a party? Did you get a party machine?
no, I didn't. I did not get a party machine, but I did get. Here, let me move the eyes to this side. The magnetic eyes. Oh, hello.
Now, is that a Homestar Runner thing? Is that what it is?
It is Homestar Runner.
Definitely not something I really know much about.
I see Coury is playing some Batman and Robin. Yeah, Neff in our Discord, whose avatar is Homestar Runner, informed me that Fangamer had a Homestar Runner puppet. It's got these magnetic eyes, because, like, you know, you almost never see the character from the front. In fact, there was a whole gag in the video about that. And so, you know, depending on which side he's facing, you move the eyes from one side to the other.
Oh, I see. Well, that's cute.
It's pretty cool. I mean, there's a whole series of them doing like puppet versions of the characters, like, you know, with live action. So it's pretty awesome. I think you would like Homestar Runner stuff if you watched it. I mean, it is made by and for children of the 80s and 90s. You know, it's very much on our wavelength.
I got my UHD printer. I don't think I told you about it.
Oh yeah. How's it working?
I mean, like, movies look really good, but I haven't used it too much beyond.
Yeah, I mean, the point of it,
you know, I like seeing the grain like that that clearly, you know.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, the point of it is to not be using your game console disk drive.
Yeah,
for stuff. That's the point.
It's interesting that it has two HDMI outputs, and you can run like a second HDMI just for audio. You can do video out of both of them if you want to, but it makes it 1080p. But you can do audio, so you could actually like run it to like a separate source if you want to just send the audio, like if you're playing a CD or something. But it's like, all right, it's kind of neat.
Wait, say again?
It has two HDMI outputs. And one of them is for basically it's just for sending separate audio.
Right. So I couldn't really envision like what.
If you wanted to like
I guess you could just like turn on your receiver and just do
and like listen to music if you wanted to. Use it as a CD player.
Right.
I guess. I assume. I don't know if the other real use for it.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if there's any downside to just using the HDMI port you already have hooked up that's not audio. I don't know, is the functionality the same?
Oh, come on. It's shifted underneath me. Yeah, the loop-to-loop it's disorienting. Like, the whole camera angle changing is pretty disorienting overall.
But it's cool.
It's really cool. It feels very inventive. and
It's like a set piece.
yeah, it feels as though they're doing something. I feel like we hadn't really seen at that point.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I mean, I haven't watched really much of anything. But yeah, I watched The Crow, and that's it. But that was like I just kind of put that on while I was like working on the setup tour video.
Yeah. Do you have any estimate on how long that will be?
I feel like it's gonna be over an hour.
Yeah.
And just because, like, you know, I'd taken so long to do it, I'm just gonna put stuff in there that I probably, if I was like rushing to really get it done, or if I had like a super hard deadline, like,
Yeah.
all right, it needs to be done by this time. But I do this part, like, when I kind of am going through like game collection, I'm like, oh, here's some like interesting things that I have, or some of my favorite things in my collection. You know, like just stuff like that, and then like I show some like gameplay and stuff of that stuff. You know, it's just more fun, I think. I don't know. I hope I'm sure that people will enjoy it.
Oh, they definitely. Mr. Bianc says, watched The Crow for the first time the other day. It was fine, I guess. I actually rewatched it like a week or two ago myself.
Yeah.
And I would definitely say I appreciated it more on a rewatch.
Yeah.
I think it's the kind of movie that, you know, it's got such a vibe all of its own that, and oftentimes movies like that just don't click the first time, you know?
I mean, it's like it's very much of an era, and I've said it before, I don't feel like it could be made like any other time than when it was.
Yeah. Ernie Hudson's great in it.
Yeah.
Like, he's always so good. I wish he was in more stuff.
You said you're getting that new Ghostbusters, right?
Yeah, I mean, I haven't seen it, but like, I know I will want to watch it, so
Yeah.
as well. I mean, he was of the returning cast. He was by far the best in Afterlife.
Yeah.
Like, Dan Aykroyd and Bill Murray weren't quite there in their execution, I feel.
So, but it hasn't come yet, right? Is that what you're saying?
No,
Or is it
I
not
don't
out
think
yet?
it's coming out for like a
or is it
month.
only on streaming?
I don't think it's coming out for like a month.
Okay.
But that's why I told you to not.
Yeah, I'll hang on to it until you.
To not buy it, because I'll give you the code.
Yeah. See, Sire Kamasutra is saying The Crow is my favorite movie ever, and it's like top 5 for me for sure. Like I can watch it just like over and over again, and it's never gets old. I'm a big fan of movies where the main character is invincible and they know it. You know what I mean? Like that's like,
you talked about this before.
Yeah, that's just one of my favorite like tropes in a movie. It's a invincible main character and a character that knows that they are invincible, and
but
like,
I
fun
feel
with
like
the fact that
I feel like that doesn't apply to your perception of Superman, though.
no, it doesn't apply in that sense. I'm just
Like, what
talking
would be
about,
another example?
Like a normal person that becomes invincible.
Like, what would be another example? Or a game?
I probably had examples, but I can't think of anything right now. I'm a fan of that idea.
Yeah.
But, they disappeared.
What about Bill Murray and Groundhog Day?
Yeah, that is a good example because, he just does stuff at a point because, he knows that it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Oh, come on. I wish there was a glide or something.
Have you seen Nope?
I have, yeah.
I didn't realize until I was looking it up after watching The Crow, but that cinematographer guy in the movie is the bad guy in The Crow.
Oh yeah. He was in a bunch of stuff for a while, and
wildly different character.
yeah, but he has that voice.
Yeah,
that's why can't I think of his name? Can't think of his name for some stupid reason. He was also in Alien Resurrection.
Right.
Which have you watched that yet?
Yeah. Drum and I finished all Alien and all Predator movies.
Okay.
A few weeks ago.
I never even saw Alien or Covenant.
It was a lot better than Prometheus.
Oh yeah.
But still not. Definitely not amazing or anything, but probably the best Alien movie after Aliens.
Okay.
But if you don't like the stuff in Prometheus, though, it's still, it follows up on that. So
all that stuff, and there's supposed to be another one too, but they were not.
Right, I think it's coming out this year.
What? But that one
is coming out this year.
I think that one takes place between, after Aliens or right before Aliens, and it's not connected to those. I don't think it's too connected to those because there's supposed to be three. There's supposed to be a trilogy of movies that had to do with that David character.
Oh, okay,
The robot or the android.
Yeah, the android. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, Covenant is heavily about him.
Yeah, but they, I think they decided not to do that third one.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, it was it was still a far cry from the greatness of Alien and Aliens, but
yeah.
it was probably the best one after that. And then, of course, Prey was by far
really
the best Predator after the first, for sure.
Yeah. And it's funny because I've been saying it the whole time, I can't believe it took them that long to do something that delivered on the promise of the end of Predator 2.
Right.
But I got to thinking about it, and if they had done that, either it would make the Predators look like chumps because they would probably have to lose every single time. Right?
Yeah. I mean, something that kind of annoyed
Which would be
me.
kind of funny if that was like the thing. It's like the big challenge for the Predators was actually like they just could not beat the humans.
You know, something that kind of annoyed me about all the subsequent Predator movies was that they kind of ditched that whole thing about like, you know, they come around when it's an unusually hot summer or something like that.
Yeah, they just forget about all that stuff.
With like AVP, like it's like, oh yeah, now they're like in Antarctica and they just don't.
Yeah, well, AVP is like so stupid.
You know, I
said this to you like afterwards. After I was like, you know, the thing that gets me about that movie is they just like leave like the girl who survives like just there in a tank top in Antarctica.
Like she survives like 20
somehow.
minutes.
They just like they're like, all right, we're out of here, and they like leave her there, and she's like sweating, but like in like a tank top.
She's definitely gonna be dead.
Yeah, she's like probably will die within like the next like 10 minutes.
Yeah. But like it was stupid in a way that I found to be entertaining.
Well, the thing is, and it's just unbelievable to me that they never did it, is like what everybody wanted was what was in the comics, which is like aliens and predators fighting with colonial marines like caught up in between. Like the marines from Aliens era. Like that's what everybody wants.
And then like with AVP2 or whatever Requiem, I think. You know, like they have to like they double down on like, you know, like small town America caught up in the AVP struggle.
Yeah.
Which was also what they did.
And like and nobody cares.
Yeah, no one cares.
Nobody wants that.
It was what they I think it was the last Predator movie before Prey. I can't remember if it was either Predators or The Predator. I forget which one was which, but I think it was The Predator. But it was like
The Predator.
Yeah, but it was like
they only went for The Predator after Predators.
But again, it was like modern day suburban America.
Yeah.
All these human characters you don't care about, and it was like
written by the person who wrote the original, and like directed by the guy who wrote the original. So it
really
should be good. Yeah, Shane Black. Yeah.
And it was like constant. Like it was trying so hard to be funny, like constantly. Like it was basically a comedy.
Yeah. I didn't see that one. I thought that the Predators was pretty decent.
It was
a cool idea.
Yeah. It's got like a lot of recognizable people in it. It's got what's his face? He plays Morpheus.
Oh yeah.
And it's also got that guy that's like that super minor role in Ant-Man and the Wasp, who is the ghoul in Fallout.
Oh, really? Yeah. Walton Goggins talking about.
Yeah, that guy.
Oh, we got the Penguin.
But yeah, it was decent. I didn't hate it.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, the Predator was like, it was trying to be funny, just constant.
Because that's what everybody wanted from it.
That's exactly what we all wanted out of Predator. It was pretty bad. I was astonished how bad it was.
Alright, so they said flashlight, it might be some power outages, so we'll try.
So when you beat Poison Ivy, did you have to do anything between phases with the big plant, or?
No.
Because I was unsure because it seemed like you were just avoiding
hurt, but no.
So you didn't have to.
Oh, there's Robin. I can't play it with Robin. Wait, oh. No.
Is this only single player?
Yeah,
I suspect
it is. I don't think there's a 2-player mode. The Genesis one's 2 players.
Well, this is a cool scene, like you and Robin running along and all the parallax lasers and stuff. It's neat.
Oh, look at this. You can go. I can go different ways too.
Oh wow! Seems like a bit of a maze.
I assume I'm supposed to jump these things. What happened? Pull yourself together. He doesn't even get a character portrait. It just says Staff 1. The ultimate insult.
I finished Mortal Kombat 10 story mode on the Backloggery stream on Monday. It was a lot shorter than 9.
Yeah, I think I just watched that one.
Really?
Yeah, and because that's it's funny to me because like they go into the future like it's like the world's kind of destroyed, right? In that one, they have actual character development. Like things have happened in the characters' lives.
But things end up in a pretty okay place, and they just like kind of manage, minor outworld situations over like the next 20 years, but it's overall in a pretty stable place up until
I barely remember it.
Yeah. But the crazy thing is like most of the main cast is like still under Quan Chi's control. For the whole game. And they've been that way for 20 years.
Yeah, I feel like they resolve that like immediately at the beginning of 11, just so they can go someplace completely different with it.
Right.
But it's just funny. It's just funny to think that like it's this thing, and then they kind of resolve it like right away.
The game is very heavily focused on new characters.
Yeah. But it's funny to me because 11, they kind of have some character advancement, and then 11's like all about like resetting things again.
And then they reset things again.
Yeah.
In the next one.
Yeah, well, the 11's all about having all these the old versions of the characters come back, and they like meet their future versions. And it's
don't spoil too much.
I mean, it's all like in the trailer.
Have you played apparently there's like DLC that's included in the Ultimate Edition. It's like story DLC that's like important for Mortal Kombat 1.
Yeah, that's like the Aftermath stuff.
So have you played that?
Yeah, if you get the Ultimate Edition, yeah.
Yeah, I haven't.
Okay, yeah. I mean, it's all... I think it just gets, like, woven into, like, the actual story. Like,
yeah, well, I'll be playing that on the stream later this year. The 11 and the Aftermath stuff.
Yeah.
After after I finished 10, though, I tried, really, Drum, Lynn, and I all tried. We traded controller to get through Mortal Kombat 2 on Super Nintendo. That game is hard. Game is really hard.
Yeah. You know what is really cool in this? Look at how like the flashlight shines on the wall when I get closer to it.
Yeah, I saw that.
I feel like that's an effect.
That's like pretty next level.
Yeah, I feel like that is a level, like an attention to detail that doesn't need to happen. Or that you wouldn't expect this time.
No. It's really good.
You know, like one of the videos like I would like I've always been like collecting things for it, or like cool effects in old games that are still impressive, and I feel like this would be one of those.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Like just like a very simple thing, you know. And the reason I got to thinking about it again is like when you were in Germany and I was playing the Metal Slug games. There's in 2 and X. There's like this really crazy animated bridge, like flowing in the wind. And it,
yeah, like the last level, right?
Yeah, and it's just like really smoothly animated and impressive.
Yeah. You know, I don't remember what it was, but I finished watching today. I finished watching the game sack on the Master System, PSG, and FM comparisons.
Yeah. Can I go back down?
And I don't remember what game it was, but some game like had like these billboards in the background that said, "Oh, big."
A big one.
I was like, oh, well, yeah. I was thinking Metal Slug because that's what they say when you eat too much food, and Metal Slug. Oh, big. Yeah, retro text like that Metal Slug Tactics game. I don't think that's out yet, but they teased that like 2 years ago or something. I hope that's still a thing because it looks amazing. Whoa, new Spooey channel says if you make it to the Riddler stage, there's a lot of cool effects, and Two Faces stage is entirely mode 7.
It makes you wonder if, I don't know if the Genesis version came out before or after this, or if they saw the Genesis version and were like, okay, we gotta have something that's impressive too.
Let me see if I can figure that out. The Adventures of Batman and Robin, 1994 video.
The Sega CD version has like a unreleased original episode of the show like in it.
Oh, right. Well, is that the same game as the Genesis game?
No, it's like all driving, I think.
That's right. Is it kind of similar to the Batman Returns game that really sucks on Genesis? Or is that something different?
It's different. I don't know if it's better driving than the Batman Returns.
Okay, so this came out first.
Okay.
This came out in December 94, and then the Genesis version came out in August 95. Well, there's a Game Gear version.
Oh, okay. You know, I might have that.
You know what? You know what was kind of surprising to me to see? Let's see. 98. Okay. Yeah, so when I was I've been recording Game Boy games for this episode I'm doing, and I booted up Puyo Puyo Sun, and the Game Boy version is published by Sega, and it came out in '98.
Oh wow!
So it was before the fall of Dreamcast. It was like actually not long after the Dreamcast came out in Japan. So it's weird seeing Sega on a game that can play on an original Game Boy, right?
Yeah. Oh, we got the power back on.
The curator. Apparently, the curator is not important enough to get a face
No.
portrait.
I missed Retrode. Yeah.
We were talking before we started the stream about how I also recorded Tetris DX, and I had never booted that game up before, and it is such a disappointment.
Yeah, I don't know how they messed it up like that.
Like, I mean, it plays fine. You know what else I don't like about it though? It's just a weird. Like, I get what they were going for, but the blocks actually move down 1 pixel below where they settle. Like the increments that they move is 1 pixel lower than they settle. So when you actually bring it down to the ground, it goes like 1 pixel past the ground. That's how it lines up. And so when you're bringing it down beside things, it's like, or maybe is it 1 pixel above? It's either one. Maybe it's 1 pixel above. I can't remember. It's either 1 pixel below or 1 pixel above. Like, they're out of sync with the blocks that are already settled. So they it's out of sync in a weird way, and like it kind of makes this sort of little, it's sort of you sort of feel it a little more with that little
Yeah.
I just don't think it's necessary. I don't really care for it.
Did you get Tetris Effect on Quest?
I did.
That was like included, I think, in that Meta Quest Plus also. But that's something I like. Probably.
I bought it before I even knew about the promotion on that. I've been meaning to try syncing up like an Xbox controller or something, because like I really want to try playing Tetris with that rather than just like the included controllers. It just seems like playing that with a regular controller would be nice. Tetris DX, not Tetris DS. Tetris DS is good. DX is what I was saying was disappointing. Like it's mostly just because the main thing though really is just the music is really bad.
Yeah, I don't understand why they would leave that out unless there's some reason why they were not allowed to put the Tetris music in it.
Well, I mean the Tetris music is just like some piece of classical music. Like it's not even. I think right. It's not an original.
The power of the hardware.
I don't know. I mean, you can, but again, this video is games that can be played in both. So it's like it's not even. I mean, you can play it on a regular Game Boy.
Right.
DS is your all-time favorite Tetris. Yeah, I mean it's a good pick for sure. It's a very good one. I like Tetris Effect though. Just blows me away. So it's hard for me to not pick that one.
I'm just drinking a High Noon. I'm drinking a grapefruit High Noon. Nothing really special. And I never drink anything special.
Yeah, Lena, Tetris DX is just like, I mean, it's basically the same thing, but there's just, It's kind of a new game or new version. It's not just a colorized version of the original game. You know, it doesn't have
no reason for it not to have or not to be good.
Yeah, it is Tetris. I mean, it's fine. It's fine because it is Tetris, but
right.
You know, it plays fine. I thought the way that the falling blocks are misaligned with the settled blocks, I think is a little weird, but it's fine. I was reading that there's some glitch with it. I didn't actually try it myself, but there's a glitch where you can, because of the way the rotation mechanics work, you can actually make blocks climb back up the wall.
Really?
Like if you rotate them a certain way, like you can actually regain height.
Like the reflection.
But the main thing is just the music's bad. It's not what you want to hear in Tetris. It's not got good music. I mean, I remember back in the day, I was always like, "Oh, that seems neat. Maybe I should get that." I never did. And, you know,
Gornway is saying, "I'm 3 copies of GB Tetris. I have no idea how it happened."
I mean, I have 2 copies. I might have had 3 at some point, actually. I mean, that sounds like a thing that could happen.
If you don't have more than 1 copy of Tetris, what are you doing with your life? Honestly.
Well, I mean, I know how mine happened because I had my copy, and then.
But you're my cousin. There's no way you're gonna turn down having a 2nd or 3rd copy of Tetris.
Well, sure. Yeah. Well, I mean, when my cousin gave me her old Game Boy, I mean, Tetris was just in it, so that's how I got 2 Tetrises. My Tetris has a sticker that I put on the back when I got the Game Genie. There's, it's obviously you're not going to be able to see it clearly, but it's got Game Genie codes on the back. The Game Genie for Game Boy came with a set of stickers that you could put lists of codes on the most popular games, and since you put it in backwards in a way that you can actually see, the cart will be raised up and you can actually see the list of codes while the system is on and look at it right here. So you can enter your Game Genie codes. You can reference them without opening up the little booklet. The codes it has on the back for Tetris are: need 1 line to finish game B, need 10 lines to finish B, immunity from other players' Tetrises in 2-player game. When the other player gets a double or better, player with the Game Genie gets 4 lines added to his screen. That sounds like a handicap. Yeah, I mean, this is my original Tetris that came with my Game Boy. I don't have that Game Boy anymore, but I have my Tetris.
So that goes across this.
My Super Mario Land, I think, also has the sticker. It does. I got this cartridge the same day I got my Game Boy that came with Tetris. The codes on Super Mario Land are infinite lives, start with 2 lives, start with 6 lives, start with 10 lives, fall much slower, stay as large Mario, TM, run through all objects.
Okay.
Man, what a good freaking looking copy of Super Mario Land. Why are most old video games out there, or even most not that old video games out there, why are they trashed? Why didn't people take care of their stuff. You know, all I did was put a sticker on the back of my Super Mario Land. The label, perfect condition. I played the heck out of this game. Man, it's so crisp looking. So good. Like, the very faded letters of my name are on the top of it. But, you know. Other than that, perfect condition. I would buy this copy of Super Mario Land at a high price. Like, how do scratches end up on most CD games? There's no scratches on any CD games that I'm the original owner of.
When I was a teenager and I had like music CDs, I would like be very lazy about putting them back in their cases, and I would like stack them up.
I just, you know,
I think a lot of people go through that, I'm sure, where they take care of their stuff, or they don't like take the best care of their stuff.
But why? But why?
I don't know. I like because I didn't feel like that big of a deal at the time. I didn't do it with games. I only did it with music.
Oh, you were careful with your game CDs.
Well, they were a lot more expensive.
Oh yeah. I mean, it's just, I don't know. It's just natural. Just grab that center hole and the edge of the disc. You know?
Yeah.
So what are those little dots on the floor?
They're just like little landmines.
Oh.
See, Kelly Gamer's saying it's the same way.
I put, it's actually interesting because I saw, I gotta say, I wasn't too impressed. But Sakurai did a video recently on his game storage solutions.
Yeah.
But, hey, I get it. It's Japan, probably.
You weren't impressed.
Very constrained living spaces, even for someone who probably makes boatloads of money like Sakurai. That's right. And especially because, I believe, has a very, very, very large collection. Much, much larger than probably what either of us have. Probably what we have combined. Or maybe more. I wouldn't be surprised. So I get it. You can't have everything else. I wasn't that impressed by some of his solution. Wasn't that. But anyway, he said something about how he's got, disc games in a certain type of binder. And it was woven or non-woven or blah, blah, blah. I don't remember what it was. But he said something about I heard that that non-woven or something. I don't know what the distinctions were, but he said he heard one type, could be bad for the discs or could scratch or damage the discs. And I definitely experienced that back in the day. I never put game discs in, but I definitely had music discs in some sort of sleeve type binder thing. I'm not even sure if it was a binder. I think it might have been part of my carrying case for my portable Panasonic player.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I noticed over time, putting them in these, very soft looking sleeves, the bottom of the disc started looking a little cloudy. There weren't discrete scratches, but they were just kind of rough looking.
A chemical reaction was happening?
No, it was just almost a microscopic almost like just microscopic, just roughing up of them, just like over time, just a bunch of it, right? Like it never made the discs unreadable, but I was like, oh, I don't want to keep these in this.
It's gonna make Block B of the first floor. You are in Block A of the first floor. I was just in Block B.
This game definitely seems to have some elements of confusion about how to proceed. Well, yeah, but it seems like there could also be elements of just like certain things you aren't getting appropriate feedback in some areas as well, in terms of like, okay, am I doing the right thing or not? Like with those boss fights, for instance, like you had no way of knowing you weren't supposed to hurt Joker at the beginning when he was on that.
Yeah, but I guess it makes
sense. You had no way of knowing you weren't supposed to like jump on his. It makes sense, but there's certain things that maybe could be presented in a little more clear fashion. Oh, why is it Virtual Boy mode now?
Yeah, I'm using my infrared glasses.
Is that supposed to indicate
Block B of the first floor? You are in Block B of the first floor.
Okay. Where are you supposed to? Do you know what floor?
Yeah,
block
Robin is telling you. He says the curator is in Block B of the first floor. You are in Block B of the first floor. I can't go into any rooms. Died. Maybe I'll go upstairs and see what happens.
Do you have more continues on easy mode?
5 continues. I haven't used any yet.
That's good.
It is.
That's good. How many levels is this anyway?
Yeah, how many levels are there?
8 levels.
I don't know if I'm missing something here.
Have you fought a boss in this level yet?
No.
Do you want me to look at this fact and
see
give you
where I'm supposed to find the curator?
Okay, Robin will now enter the room along with the curator. Does that happen?
All that stuff. Then...
Take the key and search for the rest of the missing staff.
I forget it. I found it. I figured it out. Didn't have the key card equipped. Now I can go into all of them. I will probably do a stream this week if I have time, like on the Twitch channel. Where I really want to do a stream where I'm making the diagram of my setup. Using that draw IO thing.
Yeah.
And I thought it would be fun to do a live stream with that, or just like making that. Because like that is like the thing that I've been like putting off, because I don't know if it's going to be like easy to use or like what the deal's going to be.
Did I give you my file?
You didn't give me your file, but I remember you posted it. I don't need the file.
Yeah, I mean you can make up however you want to do it, right?
What's that?
You can just do it however you want to do it. Just make it up.
Right.
You don't have to use it in a particular way. There were there were some things that confused me in terms of like, certain tracks, like certain types of lines. Like I revised how I did a few things in a few places, but you'll figure it out well enough. I mean,
but I just thought it would be a fun stream to do.
No. There was a $5 super chat from EB Chill 2. Thank you.
Thank you.
Saying, wishing everyone a great night. Coury, did you get your Saru?
It hasn't shown up yet. Probably. I know that it's in the U.S.
I did not get a Saru, but I got Saru Getchu Daisakusen and Saru Getchu P, I think it's called. Do you know what that is?
No, is that the remake?
Ape Escape is Saru Getchu.
Right. No, I'm saying but there's the On the Loose is the remake.
Correct. I got the Japanese version only because Golden Cane in our Discord was recommending to me Saru Getchu Daisakusen.
Daisakusen?
Yeah. Which is a Japan only PSP game. I mean, he said it's really short, but it's from the same creative staff that did Ape Escape 3. So he highly recommended it. I don't entirely know what kind of game it is, but it was, not expensive, so I was willing to take a chance on it. But anyway, I found a seller that was selling that and the PSP remake. So I was like, I don't mind getting the Japanese version. I feel like Batman beating up on the Penguin should basically never be a contest.
Yeah.
Man, I have not seen Batman Returns since I was a kid.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I've been meaning.
It's been a minute for me.
Yeah, I've been meaning to watch it. I mean, it's been a little bit since I've seen the first one as well.
I watched the first one. My son recently.
Do you like it?
Yeah, I thought it was pretty good.
Yeah. It was like, oh, that's an old movie.
Oh. That's okay. Now I know what I'm doing. So this should take no time.
But you have to do the whole level.
Yeah.
No, but you know what you do. EB Chill says, pretty happy with my Saru. Bought a Saturn with a non-functional optical drive. Super cheap.
There you go.
Major backlog.
Hopefully I got one that's one of the good ones.
Yeah.
There's a billion on Alex.
Evelyn and stuff. I think Bob said I think it was the most recent podcast, he said, he knew of something coming along that may be the one to get, but hopefully the one you.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's cheap enough that it's okay if I have to order another one, I think.
Yeah. I'm very interested. I can wait a little while for it to kind of settle down into oh yeah, this is the one, and for it to get more updates and compatibility or whatever.
Yeah, but there was just a major update, I think, fairly recently that added finessed it a bit. But yeah, I mean, it still has a ways to go, but it seems to be pretty good right now.
Taylor Keating says, has anyone tried a first-person Souls-like? You mean anyone tried to make one or anyone tried to play one?
I almost played Demon Souls tonight.
Oh yeah?
Oh, yeah. Like the remake of it?
Yeah. I'd be into that. But, like, you probably want to play that when you're ready to commit to it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd love that. I mean, and it would be fine to play it because, I did play, I think it was like the stream before the PS5 came out.
Yeah.
I played the PS3 version.
Yeah.
But we've not had the remake as the headliner game, so that's totally viable.
It's just too perfect, huh? I mean, I feel as though I've been kind of working my way towards it. That it would be a lot more like open to it.
Dingus Glurt says King's Quest is technically a first-person Souls-like. I think you mean King's Field.
Oh, yeah.
King's Quest is not first-person, nor is it a Souls-like.
But I wonder if I should play Armored Core before I try it.
Why?
I don't know.
I don't know if you mean Armored Core 6?
Yeah.
I honestly don't know how Souls-like it is. I suspect not particularly. Probably less so than Stellar Blade.
Yeah.
Taylor Keating, I do have the Xbox mech game with the elaborate controller. I found the controller for $15 at a Habitat Restore.
It wasn't like in a shopping cart, but they didn't know where to put it.
Well, it wasn't really. I mean, like they had like a shopping cart just like stuffed into the corner of the store with like just like a bunch of like bargain bin DVDs in it.
Yeah,
like 50-cent DVDs or something like that. And it was just like sitting on top of that. And the pedals were next to a steering wheel, like on a shelf, like a few feet away. So they just didn't know what it was. And I was a little uncertain myself. Like I took a photo and sent it to Coury, like with no context, and you're just like, oh my gosh, get that.
Yeah.
I was like, because it's something that like I was aware of, but had never like looked at.
Yeah, you'd never seen it in person
deeply before, because it's like, well, I know that this is a cool thing, but I know it's also very expensive. So it's just like something I didn't look into that much because I didn't expect to ever get it or to be on the lookout for it.
Right.
Right. So I'm looking at that and I'm like, is that? And then you say, oh my gosh, get it.
Because the game itself is like not that expensive.
No, it's like $40, or it was at the time. It was like 6.5 years ago, because I remember. You remember how I streamed it?
Yeah.
And we had Dave on the stream. I mean, yeah, of course, yeah. Xbox game, Steel Battalion. Yeah, Game Dave. Perfect. I don't know why we had him.
Yeah, I don't know.
It seems very random. But yeah, for some reason, we had him on the stream. And, Sandy was a puppy. Like, I'd had her... month or so, like less than 2 months. And we were setting up to stream it, and like, you know, new pet parent, haven't had a dog in many years. You know, so I'm, overly paranoid and cautious. And she like chewed and swallowed off some piece of rubber off of a toy. And I was like, oh my gosh, I don't know. Will that pass okay? Will this be a problem? Do I need to take her to the emergency vet? Oh my gosh, I don't know. So I took her to the 24-hour emergency vet, and I brought the toy that she had bitten the piece off of. And the lady at the counter took it back to the vet, and the vet just laughed and said, "That's fine." Yeah. So I just left. They didn't charge me anything. So I was a little late getting back though, because I was fully set up, so I was able to. I think the stream was like 40 minutes late or something, or maybe you did something and then I switched over. I don't remember. I don't think we played it that long because it's very involved, and it was like not a good context for like learning to play the game, right? Yeah. So,
and now you have that thing just in case. And the coolest thing about it is the little flip open hatch for the eject button, right?
Yeah, yeah.
That's like the coolest part about it.
But the interesting thing about it is that there's not, the name of the game isn't on it. The name of the accessory, if it even has a proper name, isn't on it. I'm not even sure if Capcom, because I think it is Capcom, right?
Yeah.
I think it's Capcom. Like Capcom, Xbox, I don't think any of that is like clearly marked on it, even underneath in any real clear way. So if you got this in a thrift store and you don't know what it is, there's not enough information on it for like looking anything up. Like the only way you could use like Google Lens.
Most people probably wouldn't even know that it's for an Xbox.
No, you would have no idea what this is. Like today, like I don't think it existed back then, but like have you ever tried like Google Lens? I don't know if that's on iPhones or if there's an equivalent function, but like there's like this function called Google Lens where you can like take a photo of something, and like do a search. Like I've done it with like weird bugs like outside. Like take a photo of a bug, and it'll bring up like other photos that's like, oh, okay, that's what this is. You can do that now. I suspect the reduction in questions of what game has perhaps been thanks to Google Lens, because you can just use that to like find out what game.
Yeah. Does it work pretty good? I don't know. I never tried it.
Yeah, it's pretty good. It's pretty good. Like if I take a picture of a weird bug, it almost always brings up pictures of a bug that looks exactly like it. I can find out what the weird bug is.
So it randomizes where the hostages are held.
So you have to kind of keep a mental track of.
Well, you got to check in. You got to ask Rob.
Right. How was that controller not in the third-party controller video? That video probably was. Let's see if that video was before I got that, because this would have been early 2018. The Good, the Bad, and the Stupid. Well, actually, no. No, yeah, I mean, that's a good question. At the time, maybe we weren't. I guess it is a third-party controller because it is Capcom, but like it's almost something I don't think of it as third-party, you know?
Yeah.
Also, I believe we had a requirement in that video that it had to be a controller that was generally useful for like other games.
Quote unquote useful.
Yeah, like I think it couldn't be a controller that only worked with like one game or two games.
Yeah.
I think we had that requirement, so it would not have met that.
I don't recall. That was like the first video that we both like did our own segments on, and suddenly we had the super.
Was it really?
I think it was. Yeah. Well, yeah, we're of that length, I think.
Interesting. Man, we're really blowing it with doing the games we played throughout the year.
Oh my god, yeah.
Have you recorded any? Like I wrote and voiced my January set, but we might have to.
We're gonna have to, it's already too late. Like we need to just like do it normal. But like I'm going to try to. I just don't have the desire to try to catch up.
Right. So
I mean, I'm keeping track of everything and also.
Yeah, like it's just stuff, unfortunately we're not going to be able to do it, I guess. But here's what I want to do next year, and chat, tell me if this would. I think this would be fun for me personally, and I think it would be good for the channel overall. Probably. I don't know. It's hard to say. I would be curious on the chat's thoughts. Would it be disappointing to you if we did the games we played in January 2025? The games we played in February 2025?
I don't want.
And then like made a compilation at the end of the year.
I don't have any desire to do that either.
I think it would be kind of fun. I think it would be fun. Like when I wrote
I don't play anything, or sometimes I'm like just like continuing on, like I started.
That happens.
What?
I mean, that does happen.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Like
we talked about one game. Like the only game I played in March was Final Fantasy Rebirth.
Oh, but you probably also played.
I could see doing like at
least a little bit of like some other games on stream.
But it's not the same. It's not. I don't know. Like it sounds like too much. Yes. I mean, we can't even record little bits every month.
I know, but if it was like a mandate,
but it's not. I'd be like, oh, or we do it once, and it's like, oh god, we gotta do this 11 more times now. What do you say?
I mean, I recorded but did not edit
6.5
what I wrote for the January episode, and my audio came out to be about 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Which is like not that much work, but like I don't that's probably going to be too much for what will ultimately become the games we played in 2024 on its own, because it's become apparent that we're not going to actually get around to editing this until January or December. So I don't know.
I don't mind.
Does anyone have a video trying random Xbox saying the Steel Battalion controller? I don't think it would work. I don't think the Steel Battalion controller has. I don't think.
Was I wrong? I thought it was 7691.
I don't think the inputs on that translate to, A, B, X, Y. There's no
Does anyone in the chat remember what the password was? So I don't have to go back. I thought it was 769.
This level is remind me of that office building level that I was having such a bad time with on that 007 Nightfire stream a few weeks ago. I did finish that game.
7651. 765. Thank you. Six.
Reminds me a lot of Who Framed Roger Rabbit. Oh yeah, I have a soft spot for that game.
Kansas plan to make a go at this year. Yeah. That's the icy penguin culture.
Games we plan to make a go at this year. How then are we going to record the gameplay footage? Wait a second. So you fight a literal vulture? When I was looking at this game fact, I thought you were going to fight the vulture.
No, Vulture is Spider-Man.
Oh, duh. It just says boss Vulture. I'm like, oh, cool. I wasn't. Yeah, you're right. I am totally the most casual superhero fan. It is true. Michael Keaton has been Vulture. And Batman.
It's over, baby.
You're pretty good at that. Cobblepot. Isn't the penguin in that that new Batman movie?
Yeah, have you seen that? It's pretty good.
No, I hear it's excellent.
It's like 3 hours long.
Is it on your Vudu? Oh, Jeff O says, I'm more interested in games I played in 2004. What did y'all play 20 years ago? 2004. Let's see. 2000...
You know who it is? Know who that is? That's Jeff.
Oh yeah.
Or Jeff. Oh yeah. Or Jeff.
Oh, a big one.
2004 would have been, let's see, freshman year in college was 02 to 03. Sophomore year was 03 to 04. Then junior year. So, okay, so this would have been second half of sophomore year, first half of junior year. I can tell you what I played Final Fantasy 11.
Wait, what?
Final Fantasy 11. That dominated my 2004 for sure. Final Fantasy 11. Let's see what else. Probably played some Mario Kart Double Dash, although I'm pretty sure that came out in 2003. But I'm pretty sure I was still playing a good bit of it then. Let's see what else. It really was a lot of Final Fantasy 11. It was a lot of Final Fantasy 11. It's really hard for me to think about what else there could have been. I guess I was playing at the end of the year. I would have been playing Super Mario 64 DS and Ridge Racer DS.
In 2000. We're talking about in 2004.
Yeah, 2004 is when the DS came out, isn't it?
Yeah. So I guess that's when around when I moved to New York. So for me, it would have been SSX3 and Final Fantasy 10-2, I think.
Oh yeah, 10-2. Wait, when did 10-2 come out? Was it 2003? Let's see.
Does the block actually do anything?
Okay, yeah, I came at the end of 2003, so I would not have been playing it because I played it right away. Okay, so I brought up Wikipedia's list of GameCube games and sorted by release date. So let's see. Oh, Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicles. I didn't finish it, but I did play it. Let's see. Metal Gear Solid Twin Snakes.
Yeah, I got that. But SSX3 would have been a carryover from 2003 then.
Let's see. Mega Man Anniversary Collection.
Okay, yeah, I would have gotten that too.
I got the GameCube or the PS2 version because the GameCube had the reversed A and B. But Tales of Symphonia. I believe this was also the year that the Game Boy player came out, was it not? So I probably played Golden Sun and Golden Sun Lost Age as well. Let me check that. Game Boy player. Oh no, excuse me. That was the year before. For some reason, I thought I was playing Tales of Symphonia and Golden Sun around the same time because I know I played Golden Sun right when Game Boy Player came out. Both games. I started the first game when it came out, but I got stuck on the last boss because I played the game completely wrong, the way that I used my Jin. Oh, this is cool.
Yeah.
This is definitely a set piece game.
Yeah.
You really didn't see stuff like this in games at the time. They were experimenting with some interesting stuff. Let's see what else on GameCube. Oh, Pikmin 2. I didn't finish that right away. I was kind of disappointed.
You get one life in that too?
Oh, did you have to grab the pole?
Yeah. I feel like I'm only getting one life. Do you only get one life in the game? Or on the level?
But yeah, I believe I restarted and finished Pikmin 2 a year or two later. But I did play it in 2004, but not that much. I mean, a fair bit, but not enough to finish it.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. What else? Oh, Paper Mario 1,000 Year Door, of course.
Oh, yeah. Have you booted that up?
I haven't.
I booted up like the title screen for a shot in the setup for the video.
Oh, okay. Yeah, Paper Mario: The 1,000 Year Door is not yet among the games we played in 2024 for me. I don't know if it will be.
I mean, do you have I mean, if I didn't have other stuff I wanted to play, I would be like, oh, I'm just gonna play that. Very good.
The Lord of the Rings: The Third Age. You know, I can't remember that. So that's like an RPG, like I think isn't that like a Final Fantasy X style RPG?
Fun too, because back then, you know, it would be very rare that I would play something that didn't come out that year or at least the year before, and it would be kind of fun to see if we could recreate games we played in 2004.
That would be fun.
Because I mean,
maybe you know what,
for me to be like playing stuff that was not, you know, like that, or it would usually be pretty new, like at least within a year or so.
Right. Yeah. You know what if we made that like a tradition in like, you know, the midway point of the year, like, you know, like
said
June,
like, go like
the last 20, day of June.
Yeah,
go
like,
20 years
like
back.
20 years ago.
Yeah.
Or just kind of like, you know, we'd have to look at a list of games that came out that year and then be like, oh, I played that then. But it wouldn't be very long, I don't think.
No.
But that's okay.
Yeah. That could be a fun, like, mid-year tradition.
Yeah.
I like the idea for that.
This is intense. Oh, look at the lights.
Oh. That's cool.
Yeah.
So this level definitely seems to play out a little differently.
Yeah.
It's nothing but her?
Yeah. It's kind of cool because I feel as though each level is like something completely different.
Yeah. Oh, the Gaming Nostalgia is asking, you guys going to play RoboCop Rogue City this year? I'd love to.
Yeah,
I mean, it looks amazing. I don't have it. Do you have it?
No, like the price hasn't gone down very much. I was stopped in a GameStop yesterday and I looked at it. It's like still like even pre-owned. It's like $55.
Wow. It's a $60 game, right? It's not 70, I don't think. But I'm not positive actually. But yeah, Lord of the Rings: The Third Age. I don't think I played that, but I think I played a little bit of Return of the King, which I can't remember if that was an RPG or I played a little bit of it, of at least one of those Lord of the Rings games from back. I wonder if it still holds up because people were like, "Oh man, like this plays like Final Fantasy X." Mario Power Tennis, I got that. Oh, Metroid Prime 2 Echoes. I was binging that over Thanksgiving that year. Beautiful Joe 2. I don't remember if I got that right away. I didn't play through it that year, though.
Oh, come on. So you only get one life on that level.
That's kind of crazy.
Yeah. And you
So, but you have a password. Will the password let you continue on that level without with a refresh stock of continues?
well, I guess we'll find out, right?
Yep. I'm gonna look up a list of Game Boy Advance games and see what GBA games I played that year. Let's see. 2004.
Trying to save a screenshot.
And there are a lot of GBA games. This is not as useful of a list the way it's organized. Let's see. F-Zero Climax. That was the third one. That's the one that didn't come to the US, so I did not play that. Final Fantasy 1-2 Dawn of Souls. Pretty sure I played that when it came out. I only played through Final Fantasy 1 on it though. Because I played 2 on the PS1. Played 1 and 2 on PS1.
Edge bought this along with Batman Returns, and both were $130.
Wow.
I think I paid $130 for just this one.
Wait. Batman Returns on Super Nintendo?
Yeah. But like both of these. But this and Batman Returns.
But like saying both together. Okay, I thought you were saying both. I thought you were saying both were $130, like separately. Okay, because I was gonna say Batman Returns is like what, like a $15, $20 game at most, I'd say. It's good. I've only played the first level in it, but it's really cool. I like it a lot. From what I have tried.
Yeah, it's very good.
So in other words, Edge 1000 got a decent deal on this game.
Yeah.
Assuming that was recent. Let's see. Fire Emblem: The Sacred Stones. I believe I did play that in 2004. I think.
That would be fun because it could be like at least the games that we think that we played in this thing.
The games we think I think we've joked about that before, actually. Yeah. The games we think we played.
We may have played in this year.
Well, I remember playing that. See, the thing is, I remember playing that when my dad was on like a temporary project in... No, he was on his project in Michigan before my parents actually moved to Michigan. I remember me and my mom went to the apartment where he was staying before they got a house. And I remember playing Fire Emblem. Sacred Stones there, and I also remember playing Hot Shots Golf Open T on PSP there. So that had to have been 2005. So I don't think I played Sacred Stones until the next year. Pinhead said, try talking about not wanting to play movies on his PS5 disc drive last weekend to extend its life, and now I feel bad using mine. I mean, think about it. Would you, I mean, you shouldn't. I mean, for now, I would say, but, I mean, think about it, though. Would you feel good about using your vintage PS2 to watch DVDs today? I think most people would like feel a little bit of a natural aversion to that, right? Because we know that PS2 disc drives do go bad. Many of them are bad. Many of them have needed replacement lasers. But you know, I mean, I've been watching. I've for whatever reason, I don't know why I default to using the Xbox over the PlayStation systems for Blu-rays.
Does he care about it less?
Well, I mean, I do use it for games less, so you know, there's fewer miles. In some ways, though, like, you know, I bought that Blu-ray player in some ways to save the Xbox Series X disc drive, because it's the last Xbox system that's going to have a disc drive. You know?
Yeah.
So I better treat it right.
How many jump kicks does she take, you think? There we go.
Yeah, I mean, people replace lasers and disc drives. I don't know about GameCube. I don't know what the situation with that is. You know, it's interesting to me. Like, people always talk about replacing the lasers, but no one ever talks about like the actual like spinning mechanism. Like, is that a thing that ever goes bad? Like, no one talks about that. Like, you would think that would go bad.
Okay, so this next level is overhead driving.
I'm back to scrolling down this list of GBA games in 2004. Ooh, Kirby and the Amazing Mirror came out in 2004. Yuck. That game is bad.
Okay, you mugs.
I bought it in 2004 and I'm like, ooh, this is bad. I didn't finish it. I finished Kirby and the Amazing Mirror in 2006. I remember very specifically it was 2006 because it was shortly after it was really, I think, just a few weeks into my job at the college TV station after I graduated. And my boss asked me to stay or to come in on Saturday because to make sure that the football game, I guess, got on TV properly. And he also wanted me to stay just in case there were any problems. And but there was like really nothing I had to do. So I just I remember very clearly because at the time,
you know, like, this is how Batman's driving. You can't even like keep it straight.
But I remember because the TV station at that time was...
Batman's like good at everything, but he cannot drive for the life.
TV studio was in an old auditorium that wasn't used for a whole lot else at the time. So I was just like sitting in the middle of this empty auditorium, just sitting there playing Kirby and the Amazing Mirror on my GBA SP AGS 101. Just in the middle of an auditorium, all
that I had a better screen at the time?
Huh?
Was it well known that I had well, I guess it is.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I bought it I bought it, when it was new specifically because of that. Because I'm like, oh, I heard that, it's got this backlit screen that's like, it's actually brighter than the DS screen because the DS Lite wasn't out yet. It was when I played Kirby and the Amazing. Because I think DS Lite came out like May 2006, I want to say. It was like right after I graduated.
What the heck? I was like driving perfect. Oh, here we go.
Oh, Metroid Zero Mission came out in 2004.
Okay, I got
played
that. In 2006?
2004.
Okay.
I'm still on games we might have played in 2004. I know I played that one. For sure. What else? Well, that Shining Force game came out. I had not played that.
The one that I got?
The one that you got, yeah.
Can I blow all these?
That's all that jumped out at me on the list of 2004 games. Oh man, if I look up PS2 games, I mean it would be probably way too much. But I know I played a lot of Final Fantasy XI on my PS2 that year. Probably not a ton else. So I mean, this is nice. You've got a good foothold in the game, and you've just got passwords that you can keep going back to, right?
Yeah.
It gives you back a full set of continues. It seems.
I don't know.
Well, regardless, I mean, if the continues
Yeah,
you at the beginning of the level,
not so
anyways.
hard to- You gotta start over. You know, like you can play like a level a night.
Right. Katamari Damacy is celebrating 20 years too. Now that I'm pretty sure I got in 2005.
That was a $20 game when it came out.
It was, yeah. I don't know if it was actually considered a budget game in Japan.
Yeah, I think
I've
they
always
thought that it would not.
it wouldn't sell, so they positioned it as a budget game in America. Yeah, man. What good value that game was. Katamari. Let's see, 2004. But did it come out? When did it come out here? It did come out here in 2004. Yeah, a friend told me about it.
So I
I
got
was
three
like,
more
you have
levels
to get
left,
this.
I guess. For chance to scream. I think there's 8. Summer Gleason.
Shaman King Master of Spirits came out on GBA in 2004. The best 8-bit Castlevania crossed with Clash at Demon Head that no one has played. You are speaking words I like to hear. Let me look up this Shaman King Master of Spirits. Oh, it's a Konami game. Really? Developed by Konami and published by Konami. Wow. Okay, apparently it's based on an anime and manga. Let's look up some screenshots.
I want the gas mask on this one.
Oh yeah, look at those mummies and the HP damage numbers. That looks pretty much straight out of Castlevania. Yeah. Oh, okay. I'm going to bring up a Let's Play here. Oh, it's got a cool little world map. That world map looks great.
It's the kind of thing I'm into.
Yeah. The character sprites look a little weird. The backgrounds aren't great, but not dissimilar maybe from some other stuff Konami was doing at the time, like the Goemon, Shin Shumei Goemon, whatever it was called. It's kind of similar to that, maybe. I thought the main character here was wearing roller skates at first, but I think it's just really thick Japanese sandals. This does look solid. Let's see how much. Shaman King. What was the subtitle again? Shaman King something.
When you're done with that, will you look up how much on PS1 Sayuki Journey West is?
Shaman King Master of Spirits GBA. Wait, is there a Master of Spirits 2? Yeah, looks cheap enough. I will, well, the second one might
get one life. I don't understand what's going on here. Like, why do I only have one life?
What else did you want me to look up?
Sayuki Journey West. Journey to the West.
For
PS1.
What? Sayuki Journey West. PS1. Oof. Well, factory sealed is 200.
Yeah, I don't need it. All I want to do is listen to the song on the opening FMV.
Is I guess super good, huh? What is it?
You should look it up. I'm pretty sure that the only I don't know if I told you about this before. I mean, I feel like I have. Like the only words is it just goes Magic Zone Goku, Magic Zone Goku, Magic Zone Goku, ba 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 ba. That's the whole.
I feel like there's a vague memory of that being conveyed to me before.
I was hearing Shaman King made me think of Sayuki for some reason.
Well, the Japanese version is pretty cheap, maybe like $20 or so, but the American version's like $100 plus.
Imagine being this guy. Like, this is your job, is just to throw the occasional air punch.
Yeah.
Well, Batman hangs from there. It's like, I'll get you one day, Batman.
Okay, I'm going to look up on YouTube. Sayuki Journey West PS1 opening. Here we go. Opening intro. Here we go. All right, I'm going to unmute. Here we go. I don't know if you can hear it.
But I've heard it enough. Time to hear it. The only reason I know that is because, like, when I worked at Electronics Boutique, that came out, and they had it on the, it was, like, on whatever tape that they were showing for that month. And we thought it was just the funniest thing. Scarecrow's getaway blimp. Oh, it's the Batwing. It's like, Batman, it's me, Robin, piloting. It's the Batplane.
Wow, that
You'll
was...
have to use your grappling hook to get aboard. And Batman says, but of course. It's like,
Well, that was pretty good, I gotta say.
Right?
It was pretty enjoyable. There was more to it in the middle. I think it was Japanese. It was hard to understand, but yeah, there was a little more in the middle. But it's like just Magic Son Goku, Magic Son Goku, Magic Son Goku, and then like after like multiple repetitions, it goes Magic Son Goku, and then it like breaks out into something else in the middle. And then it goes, whoa, whoa, Magic Son Goku.
I didn't even have to use my grappling hook to get aboard. He was like, you're going to have to use your grappling hook to get aboard. And Batman was like, but of course. But I don't understand, like, why I only have one life, though. That seems crazy to me.
It's just something that happened like halfway through the game.
Yeah.
Like, can you do something about like on that setup screen at the beginning of the level?
Scarecrow, he does look scary, like his teeth. I mean, he's like really creepy looking.
I guess.
It just feels.
So you are on stage 6.
Yeah.
So there's only
2 more, but if I only have 1 life for like each level,
yeah, that's brutal.
that's just weird that would happen.
Like, did you accidentally like set something in the menu?
You entered the stage with 1 life. You can only continue with 1 life. You continue with the number of lives you enter the stage with. So can you go back to the Batcave? You can go back to the Batcave and get your life back, right? Or your lives back? Sorry, news boys. Explain the life situation about 4 times now. But they are not listening. I mean, I'm trying.
By the way, the last level is a boss rush. So, so in other words, there's only like really only this level and 1 other normal level.
News poo, is it like that when you continue as well? Or when you put in a password, is that information saved in your password?
Yeah, boss rushes aren't great, Zane's unless it is like I like the treasure style boss rush where it's like not in the sense of like you're redoing a bunch of bosses you've done before, but like the whole game is like mostly a series of bosses. Like that can be good.
Yeah. If you die during a stage, you can return to the Batcave and regain a lost life, but if you die and enter a new stage, the death toll carries over.
I don't that almost that, oh I don't
I keep on going back.
doesn't make a ton of sense.
I'm also not above like looking up passwords.
Just better passwords.
That's better passwords.
Yeah.
I mean, didn't like Castlevania Bloodlines did something like that, right? Where it keeps it in the continue.
It remembers how many continues you have.
Right.
But this seems to be a different matter, kind of. I've played a few games that remember how many. I've played something more recently than Bloodlines. I can't remember what it was, though. I've definitely played a few games where the password remembers how many continues you have. The one FAQ does not have passwords. However, in the cheats section, there
is there multiple?
Well, there's passwords, but there's not multiple. So that's why, like, what if these are like normal mode, right? Let me just see if I can find this more broadly online.
I mean, I can always select N and put in the password after this to see if that works. Let's see what happens.
Have you ever entered your password?
I have one time, yeah.
Okay. Let's see, IGN has some. Are you using the gas mask?
Yeah. Now,
Oh.
I hit password end. Now I have to have my password.
Yeah, the system isn't making a lot of sense to me here. And there is a dearth of available passwords online.
There is or isn't?
There is a dearth.
Yeah.
Okay, when you are on this is on GameFAQs. When you are on the last life of your last continue, hit start to pause and choose to return to the Batcave. Resume playing, and when you lose your last life, your continues will be refilled.
You can get all your...
Okay.
Stop that.
Huh?
You can get all your continues back then? If you go... When you're on your last
I guess.
life.
I don't know if that includes your lives.
So it keeps your number of lives. So even if you continue, like if you do not beat the level without... If you beat the level with one life left, like you're screwed for the rest of the game.
That makes no sense.
Like even just continuing does not... How can I recoup my lives?
Well, I this thing where it says last life of last continue, why don't you try that? Get down to your last life of your last continue and see if it will refill your lives when you go to the Batcave. But it has to be the last life of the last continue. What does it even mean to go back to the Batcave? Do you get to choose your weapons again?
I mean, if you forget don't take your gas mask to this level.
Ah.
You choose your stuff.
You're not on the last continue though, right?
No, I'm gonna have to kill myself sometimes. It's just weird because it feels like if you lose a life during a level, then you're gonna be in trouble going forward. Because then you only have that many lives per continue.
Per continue, that feels like a glitch. Like nothing should work that way.
Right. But if you lose any lives, you can restart the level, return the Batcave with what you started the stage with originally. So you still got to beat it without on one life, or else you're going to be in a deficit. And the only time that
feels like a glitch. Like that doesn't make any sense.
It seems too complicated for what it's trying to do. But I'm screwed at this point with this password because I have to beat the level with one life.
Right.
But that it doesn't seem like, and there's no way I can fix it. Or we'll see what happens. Like I will. If you go into a stage,
after this, I'll give you the password that's on GameFAQs, and you can enter it. And
there's probably passwords for each, right?
But I don't know if it doesn't specify what if the difficulty is tied to the password.
Okay, so now I have.
But there's only one password per level on GameFAQs.
I went back to the Batcave now. Still have only one life left, but you said it would refill my continues. Not that even matters.
Yeah, well, exactly. So if it's talking about continues, it doesn't even matter. That's pretty messed up, though.
If you go into a stage with 3 lives, you can regain 3 lives. So if you die twice on a level, and you go back to the Batcave, you'll be refilled with 3 lives. But if you lose a life and you finish it with 2 lives, then you're locked into 2.
That doesn't make any sense. I think you should try this password that's on GameFAQs.
Okay, can you take a screenshot of it and send it to me?
Well, okay,
so it did refill my continues. It did refill my continues to 3. But I'm still stuck with having
1 life.
1 life to live.
I think that's a glitch. It's got to be a glitch.
If I remember correctly, easy is half the game with continues. Normal is all the game with continues. Hard is all the game with no continues. You send that?
I don't know.
What?
Well, I'll just read it to you when you're ready.
Okay, go for it.
Blank.
Are you going across on the top?
I believe so. 'Cause this is just linear. Okay, so I'll give you 4 at a time. Okay.
Okay.
Blank. Square triangle. Circle, triangle, blank. Blank, triangle, blank, circle. Blank, triangle, circle, blank.
Blank, triangle, circle, blank.
Blank, triangle, circle, blank. It's funny. It's PlayStation buttons.
Okay, so I wonder if that's... It's gonna have to be. Maybe it's going up and down. Wait. What's the top row? What's the first row?
Blank, blank, square, triangle.
Oh. Okay, that worked. Thanks to CN Robinson for the top right. Nice to meet you. Okay, that starts me with 2 lives.
Okay, but I wonder if you're on easy mode.
I don't know.
I don't know if the password like overrides your options or not.
I guess we'll find out. I don't know if I felt like the other one was that much more difficult anyways, or that much easier.
Yeah.
We doubled the amount of lives. We've gone from 2 to 1 to 2.
Impressive.
This character has like awesome powers a little bit. It just feels like overly complicated for what it's trying to do. You know, it just...
I don't think it's trying to do anything. I think it's a glitch.
I wonder if the Japanese version is any easier.
It's a good question. I don't think the game facts page doesn't list anything specific about.
I think I was playing on easy mode before, and I was stage 6.
I mean, I'm quite surprised how little information exists on GameFAQs for this game, because I was under the impression it was relatively popular.
I feel like it wasn't very popular. I
mean,
anybody that played it for sure.
I mean, maybe not back then, but like,
I mean, that's probably one of the reasons it's more expensive.
Well, sure, but my point is, like, these days I feel like it is known to be a interesting game.
The real challenge of the game is figuring out how many lives you have. It's the hardest part. It's like figuring out how many lives you have.
Well, News Spooey channel says my memory is hazy, but I believe easy mode only lets you go to stage 4. Well, you went beyond stage 4. So I don't. I've never liked that where like half of the game or like the last level or two is like locked behind a difficulty level.
Oh yeah,
that's some garbage.
Yes.
That would never fly today. Like nowadays, they don't even lock trophies behind difficulty.
Yeah, which I like. I like that.
Yeah, I believe Drum updated the official backloggery guidelines. Like, it's not, I mean, you can make up your own, but you know, the recommended guidelines, I believe, no longer count difficulty levels if you don't want them to count.
Yeah.
For 100%, because games are not really like it used to be. Like, it used to be presented as if difficulty modes were like a mode, right? And now it's more like just a setting you can turn on and off at any time. It used to be something that you couldn't reverse, right? But now it's just like, oh, you can change it any time, and there's no penalty for doing so. Whoa, swinging under the blimp. That's kind of cool. It's like a Bionic Commando on Game Boy.
Yeah. Woo! That's cool. I think the only thing that like I don't even know if this is like would fly. I think the only thing that I feel is missing from the the backlogging update is I wish that there's an option to just have a generic digital under secondary system, because then I can track what games, like if I have certain things like physical and digital.
Oh, well, couldn't you just do a second entry?
I don't have it twice is the thing.
Right.
Like it would be nice if I could just like mark things as like a secondary. If it was just like a, because I know he doesn't want to put in like the different like PSN and Xbox Live and blah blah blah.
Right.
If there's just like a secondary digital, like just a generic digital.
Right.
Then I could be like, oh, you know, like. But the way I'm going to do it,
And that ground doesn't look very good, really, compared to other things in this game. Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, you can suggest that.
Yeah.
He's got a lot of plan changes and updates and bug fixes and stuff. I mean, it does not end here.
Yeah. Who's flying the plane?
Is that a plane? Like it looks like a ski lift with wings.
It's like you have the smell of fear about you.
Well, do you?
So do I continue with 2 lives? Let me see if I continue with 2 lives. So you continue with 2 lives. But if I make it to the end of the level with just if I die once. I mean, it's just like such a weird thing. It's like essentially you gotta like not. You gotta like.
Basically, it sounds like you want to use the GameFAQs password to
for each level
continue
start with
your way through this.
Full lives again. It's made him poop in his basket, yes.
Scarecrow is like, yes, I have such heightened senses that I can smell fear. It's like, nah,
I
dude,
can smell you the
anyone
poop in your basket.
anyone can smell that, Scarecrow.
That's how I know I've scared the crap out of you. I think that's Scarecrow. He's like, be prepared. I'm about to scare the crap out of you. I don't think Scarecrow should be able to body a single punch in the face without passing out. It's true. I think that.
I don't think I ever saw Scarecrow on the animated series. My first introduction to the character was Batman Begins.
Okay.
I was unfamiliar with him before then. I don't know if he's the main villain of Arkham Knight, but I've like played the very beginning of Arkham Knight, and he's like, what starts the plot.
Yeah. Where he's like,
have you played Arkham Knight at all?
Yeah, I mean, it's like the only way to like actually beat Scarecrow is by turning the Batmobile into a tank, right?
Yeah, basically.
He's had it to the point where he's just like, if I have to beat the Scarecrow, I got to turn the Batmobile into a tank. It's the only way he can be beaten. I'm not going to give it another attempt here. We're after 11, so.
Yeah, well, you should.
I will continue it, but I'll use those. I'm going to use those.
Use the GameFAQs passwords.
Yeah.
No shame in that.
No shame in that. You wouldn't do it.
I probably wouldn't, but there's no shame in it.
Right. There's no shame in it.
I mean, I would maybe consider doing it just because I think it's a glitch. I don't think it's intended behavior, the way that live systems work.
Yeah, it's like the last level of Ninja Gaiden, right? A glitch like that. No, you know, if he wants to judge,
I don't know if that's a glitch or not. I mean, I could see the argument for it.
I feel like it was a glitch at the time. It was not intentional, but then
Ninja Gaiden 2 does it again.
Yeah, well, then it became like intentional.
Well, but the thing is, like, even though it sends you so far back, the different forms of the final battle stay dead.
Right.
Like, you've got a long way to go back, but if you get there and you've already beaten one or two of the forms...
Have you streamed that on this channel?
I
feel like
doubt
you
it.
may
I don't know if we've...
you did with 3, I think.
That's a good idea.
That might be a fun game to, like, revisit and...
Yeah. I could, let me search Ninja
and
Gaiden.
do the second one afterwards.
So it looks like we have streamed the second game.
Oh.
And the third game.
But not the first one, huh?
It was only 3 years ago, Ninja Gaiden 2. Was that you or me?
That would be you.
Wow. Wow, I don't especially remember doing this. How about that?
Huh?
Wow, I beat it.
Hey.
I'm actually kind of surprised. I remember when I beat that the first time, how it was probably 2006, 2007, because it was those early backlogging days.
Yeah.
And I remember spending an entire evening after work trying to get through it.
We should start a Google Doc where we just like write down things that we probably played in various years, and just to have like a list to see what we'd be up against. Because like even if we couldn't do like 1 year per video, we could probably do like a couple of years.
Oh, I don't see the problem just doing 1 year.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe certain things might have to pad out a little bit.
Yeah. But like 2004, so that would have been like when I first moved to New York. Like that would be like a fun one to do.
Yeah.
I think it's a good idea.
Yeah. Although if we want to do it at the midway point of the year, we don't have a lot of time.
Yeah. We probably played at some point in time, I think. Now we have another. National Weather Service has issued a tornado watch. Ugh. These tornadoes are getting out of control. Like, I'm on a big old hill, so I don't feel like I have a lot to worry about.
Yeah.
But still, it's like nerve-wracking, I guess. I mean, it's like a giant hill. Like they would.
You want to say bye to the stream? Yeah, I remember you telling me about your mom saying something about being worried about flooding, and You were like,
Yeah.
if there is flooding at your house, like the world has bigger problems to worry about.
Yeah.
Sandy, come say bye on the stream. Come say bye. Come look. Look. She is being a very lazy butt.
Yeah. Nellie's upstairs.
She does not
but
want to come.
Surprised she's not down here.
Fine. Disappoint all the good people. Just be that way.
Just need a belt and some pipes. Yeah. Like nothing. Like it rips away the house around you, but you tie that belt around you. Hang on to the pipe. Everything else gets ripped away.
Oh my gosh, I totally forgot there's a Twister sequel coming out. That is wow. No one even likes the first movie. I've not
think of
seen
that's
it.
like saying it. That's generalizing. It was a gigantic hit the year it came out.
It was a big hit, but like everyone's like, yeah, that movie wasn't very good though.
I mean, it's super stupid, but that's like why it is. I think people liked it.
Yeah, I've never.
I think if I was going through the channels, and I saw that movie on, I would keep it there.
You would stop and watch.
Yeah, or at least just have it on.
Every movie is somebody's favorite. Somebody got Twister for
that
Christmas.
Van Halen song in it.
I bet a lot of people got the Twister VHS for Christmas.
Oh yeah,
a lot of people.
I mean, that was like after Jurassic Park. I feel like that was like the following year's like big CG movie, or maybe it was like 2 years later. Was it like 95?
I don't think it
was it 94 or 95 that came out?
But I feel like we had this
was,
discussion when the sequel was announced already.
Once CG was, heavily, was starting to get in the rotation a bit more.
It's 1996.
Oh, okay. So it was like 3 years after. Huh.
Yeah.
She wants to watch the sequel at a drive-in. I mean, yeah. That is arguably the most iconic scene in the entire movie.
Speaking of Jurassic Park, I just randomly saw when I was out and about this place on more of a back road, like not like necessarily where you would expect someone to like just set up a shop, but I just saw this like really authentic Jurassic Park Jeep.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what is this? And I like turn my head and there's like some like Back to the Future styled like signage and like this store, it's like something collectibles or something.
Yeah.
I'm like, what the heck? So I looked it up and it seems to mostly be like collectibles, like car collectibles, but also like a lot of like pop culture cars too, like movie cars and stuff.
Yeah.
But I was like, I don't know, it was just a surprising thing to see.
I see that the Donuts with Dad says it's funny. I picked up Twister on VHS today at a yard sale. And speaking of Back to the Future, I got two things on it. Like, did you get the UHD of the Back to the Future trilogy? And if anybody has it, like, how does it look? Because I remember back in the day, I got the DVDs and it they had problems or something. Like they were.
I think I can't remember if it was the DVD or the Blu-ray, but yeah, there were a few shots that were like framed up.
That was the DVDs.
Okay,
but I wonder how the UHDs look.
Yeah, I don't have it, but I mean that feels like a UHD I'd like to have.
And the trilogy box is like.
Uramashi says it was a good conversion.
Okay, I was gonna say Because the box set is like $30 for all three. So it's like, well, that sounds like a good one to get. And kind of like on a totally separate thing, I kind of want to gauge a little bit of interest. So I have a friend who, like is on her like free time, like makes ceramics and stuff, and she makes like coffee cups, and she made this one coffee cup that's like my favorite coffee cup that I'm using right now. I'm like, would you ever consider like making like a small amount, like maybe like 5 or 10, and I could give you like, she makes like silk screen like prints and then puts like different like things on the cups. Like if I gave her like our logo,
Yeah.
like would anybody be interested in like
this is like a cup? It's a handmade mug, like not like,
and it's not like the logo isn't like carved out, it's just kind of like painted on, like used.
Right, but like the mug itself is handmade.
Yeah.
It's like, it's not a mold.
No, she like spins it and makes it.
I mean, I think there would probably be a lot of interest in that.
Right. It takes her a while to do them, so it would.
They would not be cheap.
Well, I mean, they'd be like $30 probably. But I mean, I just want to know, like, if we did like, if she made like 5 or 10, I was like, I bet we could like sell these if you wanted to.
Oh, I think 5 or 10 sounds low.
I mean, she's a teacher in her normal job, and now that she's out for summer, I'm like,
yeah. I don't know what her how fast she makes each one, but
I mean, we'd put like 5 or 10 up at a time, and then sell them.
Like I could see like 15 or 20 selling.
Yeah, I mean, that's exactly what.
And like with the appeal being it is a handmade mug.
Yeah. It's not just like,
I think a lot of
you're
people
getting this mug with like the logo, like it's just like, just like printed on there,
Yeah.
So okay, well now that like she's done with, like, school is out for the summer, so I will revisit that with her, and I will send her the logo, and she can make the silk screen for it.
Can you show us the mug that you have?
Hang on a second, I'll get it. It's upstairs though.
Switch over to the dual cam.
I will.
I'm not much of a mug person myself, but I suspect most people are, because most people like coffee. I don't like coffee. I like hot chocolate, but hot chocolate is something that I never drink on my own. Like I only ever have it like when I visit my parents. Lord of the Rings SNES passwords were huge. Well, I always forget that there's a Super Nintendo Lord of the Rings game. I don't even know what it looks like. I've never like booted it up on the EverDrive or anything like that. Let me look that up. I'm curious what that even looks like.
What?
Lord of the Rings SNES. Someone brought up Lord of the Rings SNES, and I'm like, I like literally have no clue what that game looks like.
All right, so this is the one that she made right here.
Wow.
There's a color wheel on it.
Well, that's neat.
Yeah.
It's like a genuine handmade mug there.
Yeah. And it's
Look
big,
at that.
But I mean, I will, like, if people are interested, because I told her, like, I think that we could do this if you wanted to make them. And she's like, oh, we'll talk. She said, talk to me after school is out. And school is out as of Thursday. So, yeah, it's just like all right. Then I'll tell her about it tomorrow.
Yeah, I think that'd be a big hit.
Awesome. That makes
people. Yeah, I like the look of that. Also, I would like to tell you that I'm looking up video of Lord of the Rings on Super Nintendo, and it's hideous.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
It's hideous. It looks it looks like a really lousy game, gotta say. I mean, I'm not surprised.
It's like
I mean,
an isometric game, right? Isn't it like isometric?
No, it's overhead.
Okay.
But it looks terrible.
Yeah.
It looks so bad. Like, I mean, if a Lord of the Rings game for Super Nintendo were even remotely good,
yeah,
people would be talking about it.
Yeah.
This does not look
News
remote.
Pooey Channel says the school runs until late June here in New York. We're behind most of the country. Yeah, I mean, like since I grew up in New York State, school would go until like June 23rd.
Yeah,
because of the Regents test. I don't know if they still have Regents tests or not.
I mean, when I lived in Delaware, I was used to it as well. We went till mid-June and came back mid-September.
Mm-hmm.
And so it was I got a really short summer when I went from high school to college, because down here they start in August 20-something-ish.
Yeah.
So I got about a month less, unfortunately.
Gaming Nostalgist, I'm just cranking away at the room tour. Like it's happening. I really wanted to get it out by the end of the month. I don't think it's going to happen just because I have a freelance job that I'm also doing. But like every free moment that I have, I'm like working on it. So you'll get 2 like pretty good videos, I think, in June.
Yep.
I think that you'll think it's pretty good though. I mean, it's just a lot of people when they do room tours, they just kind of like take the camera around, but I've got to like set up all the different shots, and it's just I don't know.
I mean, we've been teasing them for so long; they have to meet expectations.
Yeah. Well, now, yeah. But no, it's like I am having a great time making it. But it's just kind of funny because when I do on-camera stuff, it's like different days. So like I'm wearing different clothes. I'm just kind of like, okay, I'm just wearing different clothes.
Yeah,
it is
what
fun.
It is. No, I mean that's good.
Mr. Doss, what my favorite blooper is? I don't know if you saw that I added it to the bloops folder, but when I did that factor thing, I like.
Oh yes, I saw
the whole video. Did you watch the video I put in there?
It was with the plate, right?
Yeah,
it's amazing. I'm like actually kind of surprised you didn't use it. I feel like they would have been okay with it.
Well, I'll save it for the blooper because I keep on doing it. Where I finish it and then I'm just sitting there for a little bit and I start licking the plate.
Yeah, you're like looking down and you're like your eyes just get real big, and then you just go. You should have used it. They would. I feel like they would have been okay with it. I feel like you could have got away with it.
Probably, but I'll save it for the bloops.
The bloops.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean it's coming. And
Wait, is there more
just
to
doing
this?
More stuff in it just because I want it to be worth the wait for one thing, and it's just it's kind of cool because hey, I can look at different things that I have here, some of my favorite things that in my game collection that I have. You can kind of look at that. I can share some caption, talk about it for a minute. So it's just stuff like that. What?
Okay, I haven't seen this full video. I only saw the plate. You're very intense here.
And I can't have a hard time keeping a straight face. I can't not laugh.
You're just going but you're really holding that fork in your mouth and slowly pulling the fork out.
I was like, I'm gonna get some. I'll get some normal shots, and I just like had the camera is far enough away from me that I could just like sit there, and it's like, well, I guess I just like record myself eating the whole thing, and then
I
licking
could
the
see you
plate.
like licking the plate multiple times. I'm not okay. I only saw a small bit. It's pretty good. Y'all should look forward to whenever we can do another blooper reel.
Yeah. Anyways, I think that'll do it for this week. Thanks to everybody who donated tonight, and thanks for watching me fail miserably at Batman, but we did okay.
I mean, you got
Halfway. We're
pretty
halfway.
close. I mean, you got more than halfway through the game.
Yeah. And I mean, that's all. I'll mention the mugs, and we'll see what we can do about that. Like, we could even just throw them up on like during the stream, like 1 week probably, and they'll just like all sell. So
Yeah. I don't know how you do that, but yeah.
no, it'd be she has like a store site, so I'll just do it that way.
Oh.
I mean, she sells her mugs anyways. So
Oh, well, great. So
yeah.
perfect. Oh, we got a last minute tilt post saying great stream. Cheers.
We got tiltoasted.
We got tilt toasted.
All right, thanks so much, and have a great week. Take care.
Good
everybody.
night.
Good night.